Hi everyone. So I'm Martha and I'm with Starfish SEO and Marketing. Welcome to our monthly training webinar. This is going to be our third installment. So we're so excited that you can join us today. Today's topic is going to be hyperlocal content, how to take it and how to post it. And presenting today is going to be Angie Linderman and Paul Farmer. Angie has had years of experience doing digital marketing. She's been doing it for their family-owned business before prior to joining Starfish SEO, and she is a wealth of knowledge in the world of marketing. Paul is our owner and CEO. He's been doing marketing and advertising for 3 decades. Yeah, I said 3 decades, with years of experience in the healthcare industry as well as retail and restoration. Just a quick PSA, we are recording the webinar and everyone will be muted during the presentation as you come in to limit any feedback. But you'll be able to unmute at the end of the Q&A. So without further ado, here's Angie and Paul.
Awesome. Thank you, Martha. So we want to share today about hyperlocal content, where to take it, how to take it, where to post, but also more importantly, maybe to kick us off is why hyperlocal content is needed. So hyperlocal content can benefit a business in several ways. So one of those ways is it shows Google that you are active and present in your area, especially if you have a business that is a brick and mortar service provider. You really want to build that presence in your community and in your area, so that way you find customers in your area. Hyperlocal content provides an opportunity for you to connect within your community, as well as leverage local key partners. So this is a great way to meet people or to further relationships with people you've already met. Hyperlocal content can help you build a positive reputation and enhance the credibility for your business in the community, and by building on those community relationships. So that can be with chambers of commerce, BNI groups, what have you. And it allows for connections with key partners and centers of influence. So perhaps you have a center of influence that you have been trying to meet and have a face-to-face, but they have a very, very well-skilled gatekeeper, and you're just not able to set up that face-to-face meeting. Hyperlocal content and online content is a great way to try to connect with them digitally. So by utilizing hyperlocal content, you are routinely telling Google that you are an industry leader in your area for your industry. So this helps to build credibility within your community, but also, and really more importantly, with Google, because Google really is the internet anymore. And so now Paul's going to go over some different types of hyperlocal content for us. Paul, you there? Did I lose it?
No, I was muted.
Okay.
I was, trying to protect everybody. So so glad you guys joined us today. One of the things that's often overlooked in contributing hyperlocal content is staff recognition. And this is really low-hanging fruit. It's easy for you to contribute this stuff to all your social platforms, whether it's a employee anniversary, a birthday, it could be custom praise sent in by a customer. If a customer sends in a review that says, "Hey, Joe did a great job," by all means, share that on your Facebook page and say, "Hey, we're so proud to have Joe working on our team. We love hearing feedback from our customers like this." Not only does it show your existing customer base that you're proud of what you do and the people that you have working with you, but it also tells Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all the other platforms that you're active in your local community. And a lot of times, if you go through your Facebook feed and look at the posts that get the most traction, it's almost always dealing with a person on your team. You take pictures and you got a lot you can do. So once you've established that staff recognition, you can move on to contributing into your community. And this could be something as simple as a Chamber of Commerce meeting that you're a part of, a BNI group, a Rotary Club. A lot of times I like to encourage people to really focus on local charity events. One charity event we used to focus on at our local Servpro here, I'd see it every year, was a Cancer Relay for Life. They'd have a big walkathon at the high school, and all the people from the community would come out to that, and you could set up a water booth and either give away waters or donate all the proceeds to Cancer Relay for Life. Um, that's a great way to engage people in that regard. Another thing you can do in your community is if you've got a local parade, if you've got some kind of a chili cook-off with the fire department, you can absolutely showcase that kind of thing as well. Um, and the best thing about the community is you can tag the other entities in your community, any of your circles of influence or centers of influence that you want to showcase. You can tag a restaurant, you can tag an influencer, a local insurance agency. If you're doing like a lot of times somebody will do an ongoing continuing education, tag that insurance adjuster and let all the people in the class take a picture and a selfie. You're going to get way more traction on those images that have a lot of people from your community. So then also don't forget about your market. This is, you can market your own business in, this gives you opportunity to toot your own horn, so to speak, and really showcase some of the cool things you're working on. You can share upcoming offers, special events you're going to be participating in. If you're doing a trade show, you can share why you are the right choice for the customer and allow them to actually engage you in, hey, this is somebody I want to be part of my team and help my business succeed in our community. And then lastly, you want to invite people to engage. And this could be something as simple as what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Today's National Ice Cream Day, or it could be a poll. You could do a raffle. You could run a contest to say, hey, we're giving away a free Yeti cup. And if you'd like to be eligible to enter the contest for this, all you have to do is like our page. Another thing you could do is say, hey, if you want to share this on your page, we'll give you a second chance to win the raffle. And then if you want to comment, that'll give you a third. So you could like, share, and comment and get 3 chances to win this mug. That's a really easy way to get really good engagement. A lot of times Facebook does not like this and they will push back if they know it, but they really can't stop it. And I've seen hundreds of successful campaigns through Serpro franchises as well as other customers that run this kind of a raffle. There are some things you have to be careful about. So if you want to know the details, you can Google it. There's a lot of language you have to be careful on how you word it, but it is a very valuable tool. In fact, also, I think Angie has some examples she's going to share with us here that are really uh, great ways for you to try to emulate in what you're doing on your team.
That's right. So we've got some examples here to show, and these are, we're going to go over 4 examples. They're all positive examples of what to do, and that we like to see, and we would encourage more people to do and to do them more often. So first here on the left is Surf Pro of Chino Hills. We did get permission from them, so I left their franchise name. Other ones we did not specifically, but again, so we cropped off those names. So if you're curious about that. This first one though, on the left is a work anniversary. And this is a great example of how to take a photo and how to post it and what to do. Their technician is in his Surf Pro Hero ready gear and he looks clean and presentable, and it's somebody that you would gladly welcome into your home or office to do work in your house. And that's what we want. We want to make sure that those the image that we're presenting is one that is professional and polished. So in addition to all of that, they also use their Surf Pro team hashtag, which is great because it helps to kind of categorize and make your content more searchable. Here on the right is another example we love to see. It's a great group shot with a bunch of smiling, happy employees. They're celebrating 2 different work anniversaries for a water production manager and a fire production manager. This is a great example. My one kind of note to make it even better, have better impact or stronger impact, would have been to, if possible, tag the steakhouse that they're at. It says the name there, but if they could have tagged the page or checked in, that could have helped to expand the reach. Another 2 more examples that we really love here on the left-hand side is from a local chamber event. You can see that they did tag the chamber event, or the chamber itself, excuse me. That's why it's blue in the post. But these are great. It's a great catalog of photos. You can see that they were a sponsor at that chamber gala, and then there's also some smiling photos of their team. So these are great, very high likelihood that the chamber then reposted and reshared this content, which only helps to boost the engagement and the reach. And then lastly is this little cute mascot guy. He's showcasing a great booth at a trade show. And this is a great example of photos that we want people to be taking and sharing. Again, my only note would have been if they were able to have tagged that home show. So now Paul's going to go over where to post the different types of local content. You're on mute again, Paul.
I knew that. Thank you, Angie. So there are a ton of places you can share content, but the first and easiest place for you to start is Facebook. So many people have a Facebook page still and they utilize it. Why not take full advantage of that? You can tag restaurants, you can tag other groups, you can even tag events if there's a specific event in your community. So that's a huge, huge opportunity to start sharing content. Also, Google Business Profile has really grown their openings. So this kind of mixes, it started out as just a name, address, phone number kind of a situation with Google businesses. But now they actually allow you to post photos. They allow you to tag other people, to tag other locations. So if you're at an event, by all means, include Google Business Profile for a number of reasons. First and foremost, they are owned by Google. So if you want those keywords in there, Google is a great place to start with that. So also Instagram is another place you can share content. It's geared much more toward photos and videos. So you really want to have some user-friendly pictures. Keywords are still important, but not as important as a good image. Good images will show up and people will respond to that. You want them to like it, share, and follow. And LinkedIn, of course, is kind of the Facebook for grown-ups. And although lately I've seen a lot of people posting personal stuff on LinkedIn that used to be a no-no, and it's getting more and more common as as the platform grows. So, but I've also seen a lot of companies get solid referrals from LinkedIn. So you're engaging people that are property managers, they're adjusters, they're agents, they're people that are engaged with their community, and that's a great place to start. And last but not least, your website. You've got to continue posting regular content to your website, because even if you don't realize it, every time you post something new to your website, Google re-indexes your website, and you want them to index it as often as possible. You want Google to be trained to say, hey, there's new content coming to this website daily, so I need to go there daily. So when somebody is looking for this keyword or this particular topic, you are in Google's database. So they're like, oh, this is a good reference point. And when somebody comes there and stays on your page, it's even 10 times more valuable. So post those local events. You can post employee photos. You can go through and post data about your employees. I recommend even slipping in a few keywords in there. So if you say, Joe has been with our company for 5 years, he is a specialist at storm damage. He has certified in IICRC certified in water damage mitigation. You can throw those keywords into their biography. You can even, if you go to most of our customers have a local page that they can post content to, where they can post local community events. Very few people take advantage of this, but it is a great place to post local content. Last but not least, you can post pictures of jobs you're doing. You can actually, again, slip in keywords in there. This was a fire job in, Chino Hills that we worked on. Throw in those keywords very diplomatically. Don't stuff it in there, but make sure you cover all the bases possible. And this is a perfect place for you to start getting recognized by Google, Facebook, Instagram. We didn't include YouTube on here, but that is part of the package. You could absolutely, there's plenty of other locations you can post content to, but these are the top 5 places to start. And I think after this, we're going to recap. Angie, do you mind running back through that?
Yeah, not at all. So to recap some of the highlights for hyperlocal content, again, why you need it, what to do with it, and how to do it. So hyperlocal content helps you connect with your community. Your online community is more likely to respond when you post photos of your team. And I will say that this team is very general. That can be if you bring animals into the office. Maybe there's a dog that comes to work every couple of days. Maybe there's kiddos that come to work for bring your child to work day, or maybe they have an in-service day at school and daycare fell through. Who knows? But photos of kiddos and dogs, pets, all those things, those also do very well. So even if they're not, on the payroll, they're still part of your larger team, and people love to see photos of them. So I would encourage you to take those and to be creative with it. Oh, excuse me. Tag pages and accounts of your community partners. They're more likely to share the post. So again, like that example with the Chamber of Commerce for their spring gala, by tagging that Chamber of Commerce, it sends their page a notification. It makes it that much easier for them to share it then to their community. So you're going from your reach to their reach. So it just helps to strengthen your numbers. You want to share far and wide when posting hyperlocal content, and you don't want to just like post and ghost. You want to get on your page, engage with your community by liking, commenting, sharing, tagging on other people's posts for a few minutes before you even post your own. And then after you've posted your own, you want to do the same thing. You want to spend some time doing engagement for other people. The reason behind that is with you notifying on, if you tag on somebody else's or comment on a post from a community partner, they get that notification. They likely go and check that and then would see your new post and then engage with yours. So it helps to increase your engagement. So engage again with other pages in your area. And I think most importantly for hyperlocal content is to be not to be afraid of being silly and more personable. It's a chance to share the company culture and values for your business. This does not have to be the polished professional picture of that evergreen content that stays out there. Hyperlocal content can be much more in the moment and lighthearted. So embrace that. Are there any questions? We'd love to field them if there are. And then we'll also, yeah. So if there's any questions, please let us know in the comments and we can unmute people or we can field them from the chat. And before we do that, I do want to say, sorry, next month, April 12th, we are going to be talking about generating more Google reviews. So make sure not to miss it because I know Google reviews is a huge, huge issue for a lot of people.
So Angie, there is a question that came in and there's a comment, I think, from Vanessa that's an excellent comment. She's asking about tagging the city location is helpful also.
Yeah.
And absolutely, you want to make sure if there's a city page for Facebook or Google Business Profile, absolutely tag the city page, tag the community. And depending on your territorial policy, you might even want to tag the county, you know, if that's a option for you.
Yeah.
And then there was another question. I don't know if Martha might want to answer this one, but Angie, you're qualified as well. Somebody sent me a question that said, does Google penalize me for making the exact same post on all my platforms? So if they go through and just copy and paste, what are your thoughts on doing that? Or should they change that and modify the text in each one of those?
No, it doesn't penalize you for Google doesn't penalize you for posting the same content, mainly because it it's gonna be unique to your location. But what I do suggest is, of course, localizing it to that business because that will help you rank for whatever it is you're posting for.
Yeah.
But no, they won't penalize you. You just don't get extra points, basically.
Yeah, and I have heard people tell me that there is some level of benefit to diversifying even the way you phrase it. So even if you post the same post, just change the wording just a little bit so that there's not redundancy there. So if somebody does subscribe to your Instagram channel and they subscribe to your Facebook channel, it's nice to get something slightly different so that you're not getting bombarded with the exact same content both places. So there's probably no harm in making it a little bit different, but you absolutely can tag the same people because they probably have a BNI page on Facebook and a BNI page on Instagram. So there's no reason not to tag both places, but you might want to tweak it just a little bit. Or if you have extra pictures, post some on one platform and some on another so that you do have diversity for the people that do follow you on both channels. That's always a healthy way to do that. So I don't know if there's any other questions that have popped in here. Let's see here.
I would say too on that duplication of content, I think people are very used to Facebook and Instagram being very similar when you look in your feed. So I don't think that that's something from a user standpoint as a negative. I don't think anybody would think, oh, well, I already follow you on Facebook. I don't need to follow you on Instagram. That's just sort of part of both of those platforms anymore. Are there any other questions? I will plug again, we have our QR code here, which takes you straight to our Google account. We are also trying to generate more Google reviews. It is just every single business, this is a hurdle that we try to overcome. So we will be talking about how to generate more of these next month on the 12th. But for now, if you would be so happy as to leave us a review, that would make us really, really happy while we wait for more questions, if there are any. Maybe not.
So I did have one other question that was sent to me as well, and this one is asking if they should sign up for all the different platforms to post to. And so here's my response to that is if you can manage all the platforms, the more the merrier. The problem is if you're not going to be regularly posting on all those platforms, then pick one or two that you're going to do a really good job on it. You need to monitor these because if somebody does reach out to you and say, "Hey, I've got a job," or "Do you do this kind of work?" and you don't respond, that's going to look really bad in your customer review from that customer. So if you've got the bandwidth to go to 20 different platforms, by all means utilize them. I've seen franchises and businesses with TikToks, with Snapchats, with all kinds of Pinterest accounts. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but you need to monitor those on a regular basis and you need to manage them. So if you've got the bandwidth to do it, that's great. If you do not, pick one or two that you can do a really good job of and just stay there. And it would be better for you to have one or two that you're doing a great job of than 20 that you're not doing a bang up job on everything. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, I think we're
Yeah.
running a little ahead of schedule here. Let's see here. We got another one on Facebook. What type of community groups should my business connect with besides the chamber? That's a great question. I'm going to focus on some of our Serpro franchises just because that's the bulk of the customers we're dealing with right here. But the first thing I would start is connect with your local emergency responders, your local police department, your fire department, your EMTs. If you've got a local restaurant, Google fun things to do in my community or top 10 things to do in my city. See what they are and go see if they have a page. Find them favorite restaurant. You want to go to some place that the people are gathering. So if you've got a really hot spot where people are going to eat, connect with that restaurant. And don't just like as my page. If you like it as, if I like a page as Paul Farmer, that's one thing. But if I go in and like it as Starfish SEO and Marketing from my business page, they're going to get a little notification that Starfish SEO and Marketing liked your page. Hopefully they'll return the favor and like our page. That does another thing is it kind of marks your territory with Google and Facebook. If you want to get when somebody's looking for a business in your area that does your service, Google and Facebook, they're going to remember who you're connected with. So it's kind of like building a little geofence around your area. Let's see here. Got one more question. Business owner groups, construction groups, real estate groups, insurance groups, perfect. Networking groups as well. Those are fantastic places to start. So yes, Chamber of Commerce, BNI, Rotary Club. If you've got an insurance adjuster you regularly work with, by all means, connect with those folks. If you've got a school system, I would encourage you to connect with the local schools. And if you've got somebody taking their kids to school, first day of school, and there's a mass mayhem there, that's a great picture to post. As long as you don't have any faces of kids, you got a ton of kids going in and say, it was chaos at the school today. How was your first day? People love responding to those kind of posts. And you can tag the school. They may post some of their own pictures. So yes, by all means, find as many people as you can connect with. And the more followers they have, the better off you'll be. If you've got a local minor league ball team there, if you've got some kind of a community event, whether it's a stadium or a concert venue or something like that. I've seen people connect with ice hockey up in the north. I've seen people connect with soccer groups and stadiums in the south. I've seen people connect with minor league baseball teams. Those are great places to start. So the list goes on and on and on. If you've got places like a women's business group or some kind of a local community gathering, I don't have any problem with somebody connecting with a church, in the community. If they have an outreach program, if they have a hope center or something like that, those are always fantastic places to connect with. And in most cases, they appreciate you connecting with them. And when you can engage them, comment on their page, like their business. If it's somebody you like doing business with, leave them a review from your business. It's a great way to build that relationship in your community.
Yeah. And, look at your local chambers. They probably also have a directory, excuse me, couldn't think of the word, on their website that links to people's socials already, which could make it very easy for you. So I would start there too if you are looking for kind of the low-hanging fruit of community business partners, people already in your chamber. They want to connect and they want to engage with you. Sorry, just to piggyback. Are there any other questions that came in, Paul? It's hard for me to see the chat while I'm sharing.
I think that's all I see, and those were really good questions.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. We appreciate you joining us and taking the
Yes.
time.
Thank you for that review, Vanessa. We really appreciate that a lot.
Thank you. Yes. We hope to see you guys back here on April 12th to learn more about generating Google reviews.